With 1 point in the bag, the African champions headed to Kinshasa to take on AS Vita at home. The schedule is nothing new to Anele Ngonga, who experienced the European Champions League for Racing Genk.
The different is conditions and traveling. And of course, then you've got teams that they've got nothing to lose in the Champions League of Africa. What I'm used to it, where I was playing Champions League with the teams like Chelsea, with Bayern Leverkusen, with Valencia from Spain. We can't compare this. In Europe, everything runs smooth and you don't struggle to get into the airport without being delayed for 3 hours at the airport. So there are the things that they play a part also to a player, to become strong. And I mean, you've got to prepare in Africa mentally, but in Europe, you've been training the whole week and knowing that you will go smooth and you will have to apply what you've been doing on training and then execute it on the game. For me, that's the only difference. Also, the way that they're playing Champions League, when it's off-season, it also sometimes comes to the player's mind, like we just closed the season and we still have to play a Champions League. I mean, sometimes it can also disturb some players.
In South Africa, we're used to everything being run smoothly, and then you come here and then you find the dressing room is locked, and then bathrooms are working, and those are the kind of things I need to go through. And most teams that does that, they know that they don't have capabilities of beating you on the pitch, so they're trying to disturb you mentally so that they can overpower you on the pitch with their physicality and their intimidation. And with Sundowns, luckily we've been there. The first taste of that was against Mazembe in a year in Congo as well. So from there on, we grew strength to strength with the team, and then we realized that if we actually focus on certain things besides what we need to do on the pitch, it affects what needs to happen on the pitch. So we need to be strong. It's one game that we need to be strong, and that's one game that will actually bring back our confidence and bring back the belief within the team, because everybody's looking Sundowns to do well. We don't want to be a one-season wonder where we won it, then the next thing we are nowhere to be found. So we need to do well, we need to focus on our job. And if the changing room is locked, it's locked. We cannot do anything. If it forces us to change outside the changing room, let's do that. Let's not allow anything outside what needs to happen on the pitch affect us. We've got a smart coach who can do that. We've got players as well who are smart enough, who have been with us when we won the Champions League. We've went through the same stuff that we went through. And I think we've went through worse with Dolisi. If we survive that and win the Champions League, I think anything that will come our way this time around, we'll survive it.
So when you go to Africa, these are the challenges that you're going to get. You talk about the temperatures of the place. The place is very humid. The fans are very, very passionate about the game. Obviously, when you go into the country, the only thing that you're going to get is that you're going to be beaten. The expression from the fans, they're always giving you the hands, obviously, going to show you that you're going to be beaten. That's where you see that it's going to be a war. That's where you're going to see that it's going to be a battle. And you have to prepare yourself. And playing in the PAC Stadium, you have to fight, obviously, because the fight is given to you. You have to give back the fight to the team. But then most importantly, it's the experience. Obviously, it's very, very fantastic. And I've been longing to be part of this experience and then hoping that it's going to be a successful one.
Je n'ai pas eu d'expérience à Kinshasa, mais j'ai eu l'expérience de l'autre côté, à Brazzaville, avec Sétif, où on avait joué un match de Ligue des Champions au Congo, à Brazzaville. C'est vrai que c'est des matchs compliqués, on le sait tous, qu'on respecte d'ailleurs, c'est très difficile. Parce qu'ils jouent avec leur qualité, ils jouent avec leur force. Mais on est Sundowns, on est champion d'Afrique en titre. Je pense qu'ils ont une certaine peur de nous confronter et on va jouer là-dessus pour pouvoir revenir avec une victoire. Mais en tout cas, nous sommes prêts.
The Brazilians in their 100th CAF game would take on AS Vita in the very intimidating Stade de Martyrs. Sundowns were allowed 2 pre-match training sessions on the artificial pitch.
The stadium itself says a lot about the match that is coming. This is a match that really can determine your destiny in this group. As players, we now understand the surface, we understand how the ball rolls, and it was good for us to go train in that stadium. And obviously it's not going to be easy because it's not a grass, it's an artificial turf. Look, we're just excited. We're going to play such a big team in Africa and we're looking forward to the match.
Je n'ai pas eu de stress parce que c'est un terrain artificiel dont j'ai eu l'habitude pendant quasiment 2 ans en Algérie et même dans mes déplacements en Champions League avec le club de Sétif. Moi, j'apprécie ces moments-là. J'aime ces moments-là parce qu'on est en difficulté. L'équipe, les joueurs, le staff sont en difficulté. Et moi-même, je suis en difficulté. Je suis dans un, soi-disant, environnement hostile qu'on ne connaît pas. Pour moi, c'est très important de se dire, est-ce qu'on pourra arriver à gagner? Est-ce que je ne me pose pas tellement la question, je me dis juste qu'on a 90 minutes, peu importe le terrain, peu importe les supporters qu'il y aura, peu importe l'environnement, il faudra tout donner sur le terrain. Si on donne plus que l'autre, nous pouvons gagner le match.
For me, it's unbearable. You know, the heat was too much. When we were the training, you know, and I could feel on my feet that my feet were burning. You know, and I mean, these are the conditions that any football player doesn't want to be part of it. But what can we do is we have to honor the fixture. It's difficult for me. I've been with the national team traveling, even the West countries like Sierra Leone, which it was more. But again, I'm very strong mentally. You can throw me anywhere and I will survive. And of course, having some players around me who've been in these countries also. I mean, like Tico Modisa, I've traveled with him in the national team for quite a long time. Those are the guys that who also try to help me, you know, but I'm up for the challenge.
With us and Vita, it's going to be war because of what happened to them last season, by them losing the sport and we taking over and winning the Champions League. I'm sure they felt bad about it. It was difficult last season when we came here to play with them. It was very, very difficult for us. And we're in the same situation again where it's difficult for us. These are difficult times for Sundowns. We need to soldier on, we need to dig deeper. We need to be smarter, you know, we're not gonna go emotionally. We need to be smart on the ball, be patient enough, hopefully score whenever we go, and keep Vita under pressure because, of course, they'll come for revenge. We also want to do well because there's an opportunity for us to win something again. It might be a game that will turn things around for us. If we win that game, things might turn around and we start winning again. We miss the feeling of winning again. We're not taking tomorrow's game for granted. We know what's at stake. If we don't win tomorrow, we know in the position where we are, it's going to require a lot of hard work from us, and then we don't want that. We just want to continue where we continued last season, so we need to be smarter and know in our minds that things are more difficult than they were last season because last season we were underdogs. So now we're champions, you know. Everybody is guiding us, everybody knows how we play. We need to have more ideas and then we need to take a lot of risks, especially up front.